town. She wanna blow my phone up cause I'm hot now. She see my songs on the charts, they won't drop down. But since you here, baby, you can dry them drawers down.
What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, DBTV here, back with a brand new video. If you're not a best one yet and you are an NBA fan, I recommend you to hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications. It really helps the channel grow. And you already know, the grind is real. I just want to say real quick before we get into this video that I will be announcing the giveaway tomorrow. So if you want a chance at a $20 gift card, we are going to be giving away 5 $20 gift cards. So definitely stay tuned for that. But we're here to talk about the Lakers and my Nets, which we're going to start off with my Nets because I'm very happy about the moves that Sean Marks has made. Once again, underrated, underestimated. People have got to stop sleeping on the GOAT, Sean Marks. He is just making good moves left and right. I'm still hoping this is not the end of free agency. I really want us to sign JJ Redick, and I really want us to sign another big man. Just so we can, you know, that's where I really want to happen. But for now, we got a few moves that we made, and I'm pretty happy about them. So, we brought back Blake Griffin. He has signed the vet minimum for one more season with the Brooklyn Nets. I'm very excited about this. I love the way Blake Griffin played for this team, and I feel like he is a perfect fit for KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, and the Brooklyn culture as well. I feel like Blake Griffin played his role to the best of his abilities, and the little possessions mattered to Blake Griffin, and it made a huge impact on the Brooklyn Nets basketball court. I feel like DeAndre Jordan's got to go. He needs to get that contract off our books, and we need to give Blake Griffin that $10 million a season because he has proven himself to be a pretty valuable asset to this team. Very happy he's coming back to Brooklyn. Another person that's returning to the Brooklyn Nets, my boy Bruce Brown, baby. I'm very excited about this. Bruce Brown has accepted the qualifying offer, $4.7 million for this season. After this season, he will unfortunately become an unrestricted free agent where he can go secure the bag and go to any team he wants. I really am excited to have Bruce Brown back this season. I feel like he's a very important piece to this team. Defensively, we obviously have the offensive weapons in Kyrie, James Harden, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, but we don't have that defense that much. Defense is one of our weaknesses, and that is what Bruce Brown is all about. Clamping, 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 clamping. I love Bruce Brown's game. Offensively, he still has a lot of work to do, but defensively, he is a clamp god for this Brooklyn Nets team this upcoming season, because we're definitely going to need them against the Lakers. That's for damn sure. We signed 2 players as well. We signed James Johnson to the vet minimum 1 year, and Patty Mills 2 years, $12 million. I just want to say, James Johnson, I'm very excited to have him in Brooklyn as well. He's definitely going to bring that Brooklyn culture. He is going to fight, and he is going to give this team just more fight. Because I feel like one thing with this team is, they're not really as expressive, when it comes to certain things. Obviously, James Johnson, he wears his heart right on his sleeve. And he his emotions, he plays the game with passion. And I feel like having that with this Brooklyn Nets team is going to be really good. Also, he's a very underrated defender as well, and that is something we really need moving forward. We really need that defense to step up, because if we want to win this ring, we need to stay healthy, and we need to play good defense. There's a reason why the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship. We all know, yeah, it was because of Giannis's free throws, a lot of that, the shenanigans there. But in all, reality, they earned the championship. They played pretty good offense, but they really played phenomenal defense. And that is what got them that championship ring. And in order for us to get that ring, we need guys like Bruce Brown, Javon Carter, and James Johnson to play that good defense. And I feel like this is just overall a great move. Usually when we sign veterans to our team, they usually do way better than expected. Some examples, we had Damari Carroll for a while. Damari Carroll played his role to the best of his abilities, and he played very well for our team. We also had Garrett Temple. He played pretty good for us as well as a veteran. And even last season, Jeff Green really stepped up during crunch time when we really needed him. And this man, remind you, he was getting paid the vet minimum, going team to team to team to team, just flip-flopping teams and just being a decent role player. But with Brooklyn, he really stepped up and got his value up to get that contract with the Denver Nuggets. My point being, James Johnson, I feel like, is a very underrated piece, and I feel like this is a underrated signing that a lot of people are sleeping on. I feel like James Johnson, he's had some pretty bad years the last couple years, going from Dallas to the Miami Heat, going to just all these different teams. I feel like now coming to Brooklyn on the vet minimum, he's going to have a role, and he's going to play that role to the best of his abilities, and it's only going to make his value go higher up. Now the person I'm very excited that we signed, Patty Mills, baby. 2 years, 12 mil. I'm very excited to have Patty Mills. He is such an offensive threat, and I really rather have any backup point guard at this point than Tyler friggin' Johnson. So I am not complaining at all about this friggin' signing. Very happy to have Patty Mills on the Brooklyn Nets. I knew this was going to happen. I feel like I called this in one of my Brooklyn Net rants that we can get a cheaper option for a backup point guard in Patty Mills. I called it, and he is now finally a part of the Brooklyn Nets. And I knew it was too good to be true. It was going to happen because Sean Marks came from the San Antonio Spurs front office. Sean Marks, before he became the general manager of the Brooklyn Nets, he worked for the San Antonio Spurs. I believe he was a scout over there, and he's Australian just like Patty frickin' Mills. And where did Patty Mills play his whole career? San Antonio. And now Patty Mills has agreed to a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets. This is such a great move, especially with some of the underrated defenders that we have on our team. Bringing in Patty Mills, another offensive threat. This is, I feel like, a really good insurance policy in case James Harden or Kyrie Irving are injured, because I think even with Patty Mills and a healthy KD, we definitely could have beat the Bucks in that Game 7. Definitely. Patty Mills is just a walking bucket. That man just friggin' 38% from threes. He just is a sniper, and I feel like he just plays the role to his best of his abilities. He's a very unselfish player, and he's just a great role player, and that is what this Brooklyn Nets team, that is one of the big pros about this team and why guys like KD and Kyrie wanted to come play for Brooklyn, is because of our role players. We just have a great rotation. Lots of players just thrive under the Brooklyn Nets and Sean Marks and what he wants to do for the culture and for the team. And I feel like Patty Mills has been always a culture player, and he's just gonna thrive in Brooklyn, especially now with some superstars by his side. I'm very excited about the signing. Unfortunately, though, Spencer Dinwiddie has signed a 3-year deal, $60 million to go to Washington Wizards. I don't know why. He is very friggin' delusional. He really thinks that he's going to win it all with Bradley Beal and Rui Hachimura. Very delusional. Very delusional, Spencer Dinwiddie. But he got the bag, and Spencer Dinwiddie does deserve it. He's always been a great backup point guard in the NBA. probably one of the best 6 men in the NBA as our backup point guard for years. He sacrificed a lot of that and even sacrificed some money as well through his time. Thank you, Spencer Dinwiddie, for everything you did for the Brooklyn Nets, and he deserves to get this opportunity to show what he really can do, because maybe he is a missing piece for Washington, and if he really thinks that he can take this team to the playoffs, I think it's a really good test for Dinwiddie, and you gotta respect it. He's actually trying to earn a ring. He knows that he's not a valuable piece with Brooklyn, especially to see how far our team has really come, even without him being on the sidelines with that ACL injury. We even brought the Bucks to Game 7, and we were literally KD's toe away from winning a championship. This Lakers team, though, is stacked. They have lots of veterans on their team, and I feel like the one thing that makes the Lakers a threat is easily the experience. I feel like experience is their scariest asset that they have on their team. They have a bunch of veterans, and one thing why a lot of players want to go play with veterans, because of one thing: experience. You have to understand that LeBron James is a 4-time NBA champion, 2 rings with Miami, 1 with Cleveland, and 1 with the Bubble's Lakers. Anthony Davis just recently won a ring in the bubble with LeBron James as well. One of the best big men in the NBA, easily. Also, you got Carmelo Anthony now, who has always been a walking bucket. That man has always been usually the number 1 option when he was a part of the Denver Nuggets and the New York Knicks, even though he didn't have the right pieces around him and didn't win a championship and chose money in the prime years of his career over a championship. Carmelo Anthony still has that experience, and when it's crunch time, he can show up. Also, they have Dwight Howard as well. This man easily was one of the best centers in the NBA when he played for the Orlando Magic, and I still don't know why he left the Lakers to go to Philly for that 1 year, just to come back to the Lakers. I feel like Dwight Howard, that's something that he does have, is experience and rebounding as well, and he even played a pretty good role in that bubble Lakers team. Also, they have Marc Gasol, which I think last year Marc Gasol was just gassed out. He usually plays the whole NBA season, and he usually never deals with injuries, so he's always playing. Also, he came off winning a championship with the Toronto Raptors as well, ending up going to the Lakers. He also plays international basketball as well, which he even said this offseason that he's done playing international basketball so that he can focus on his NBA career, which I feel like Marc Gasol is definitely going to see numbers go up. And I feel like even with the veterans around Marc Gasol, he's going to play a lot better as well. But one thing Marc Gasol has, just like these other players, experience. This man was the number 1 option in Memphis for years. They built a great defensive team around him, and they even went to the conference finals 1 year and almost actually became underdogs and went and won a championship. And Marc Gasol was a great role player on that 2019 Toronto Raptors that ended up winning a championship. That trade really came down to being one of the best trade deadline trades of all time. I feel like Marc Gasol had a significant role over in Toronto, and that's what really helped them win that title. Also, the Lakers, they just have so much experience on their team with guys like Trevor Ariza, who just play their role to the best of their abilities. They even have some nice young assets as well. A lot of us were making memes yesterday about them having a retirement home, but they did bring some young people. One guy they re-signed was Tucker. Also, they even signed Malik Monk, which he's a very young player, and he's played he's played his role. He's been a very good bench player for the Charlotte Hornets for years. Now I feel like with the responsibilities that he has on this Lakers team, he is going to step up and he is going to play, I feel like, a lot better in Los Angeles with these superstars than he did over in Charlotte. Plus, I'm happy he's gone to the Lakers because LaMelo Ball can finally get his number 1 back on his jersey. It's still scary, though. It's still scary. Also, they even have Kendrick Nunn, who's 25 years old. This man, I have to give him credit, and I give credit where it's due. He chose winning a champion, going to try to compete for a championship, than the money. And this man's only 25 years old, too. He could have definitely gone to the New York Knicks and got a lot of freaking money, but he turned it down to go play for LeBron James and this Lakers team, and on a 2-year, I think $10 million contract, which really is not that bad at all. The Lakers are looking stacked, and a lot of teams should definitely be scared of the Lakers. I feel like they are pretty much done with making their moves. I feel like they maybe will sign a couple more veterans, but the big moves that they've made, I think they are done. They've already made their moves. They traded for Westbrook, which I think a lot of people think that Westbrook and LeBron aren't going to play good together. I think that Westbrook and LeBron are going to thrive together. I feel like LeBron needs a guy like Russell Westbrook who grabs rebounds. He really keeps that tempo going pretty quick, and I feel like he's just going to... Russell Westbrook played very great. He played great with KD. Through all those years, I feel like he's going to play just as good with LeBron James. And shooting, I feel like, is still going to be the Lakers' biggest problem. And I think this is what could cost them the championship unless they sign some veterans before, like after I drop this video. I feel like shooting is going to be their biggest problem. And that is something I feel like that the Brooklyn Nets definitely have over the Lakers, is our shooting. I feel like we are one of the best offensive teams in the NBA. The one thing that does scare me is the Lakers' defense. I feel like their defense is really, really good now. Really, I don't like Westbrook a lot because of his triple-doubles. I feel like he focused on stats more than winning. But I will not take away his heart and his love for the game and the passion. He plays with passion. Every possession matters to Russell Westbrook. He will clamp you, and he will friggin' play some really good offense as well. I still feel like the Brooklyn Nets have a better roster than the Lakers. Let me know what you guys think. I am going to make a video, maybe before the NBA season, kind of comparing and contrasting, like who has better what. But if you guys enjoyed this little rant, this basketball talk video, smash that like button now. If you're not a best one yet and you are an NBA fan, I'm telling you, hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. We are doing a giveaway, which that announcement should be airing tomorrow. Also, hopefully later today, if not tomorrow, I will be covering more free agency signings. I apologize for being so behind. There's just a lot of things going on this week, and it's just very hard to maintain work and, you know, YouTube right now. Links down in the description below. Go follow me on my social medias, especially Twitter. I talk a lot of basketball on there, so if you're not following me, go check those out in the links below. But to all the best ones out there worldwide, we are taking over.